Okay, well, hello to everybody. This is Charles Richard. I'd like to welcome you all to a new stream. Okay, and I haven't streamed for a little bit, and we have a kind of a nice little show for you folks, that are out there, something new. We're going to be talking about what's going on in America, and I usually don't talk about these things, but I think, it is it's good. It is a good therapy, to sort of, talk about things like this, because, well, several things. Okay, one of them, because the fact that Americans need to kind of like, I think they need to kind of like vent out. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to be able to talk a little bit, okay, about what's going on in America and the things in Cuba and all the scenarios and the situations that are going on all over the place. I think that's. Really, I think we need to speak about that. Well, sure, I got my other camera up in here, and it's kind of like a little bit, bright. This is, I guess it is what it is. Let me switch back to the other camera. I think the other camera looks a little bit nicer. By the way, okay, just for you guys that don't know, my name, okay, is Charles Richard. Okay, as you can see right there, and I do want to welcome everybody, okay, to this live stream. I stream from all different places, coffee shops, restaurants. I don't stream from home because I don't have a studio in my house. I can't set one up, but that's not my style, and I don't want to do that. So I stream from different locations, and I happen to be, again, I live in Orlando, and I happen to be out here in the Orlando area, and I'm on vacation, quote unquote, all right, for probably about another 4 more weeks, I think, before the university starts again. That's kind of like something neat for me, okay, and so this particular camera that you're looking at is the Fuji. I've got a new film simulation. So this color that you're looking at, all right, this new color scheme that we're looking at is called Verano Tostado. Verano Tostado. I know it. Sometimes they come up with these wonderful and crazy names. I didn't make this film simulation. I think it's kind of neat, and I think I might need a little bit. Yeah, I think I might wanna. I think it's a little bit dark, right? But the reason that it's dark is because of where I'm at. You can see the background, like right there. Okay, that's like the window right behind me, and I like to sit there because I have this rim light above me, but I think the rim light is overpowering. So let me kind of let me see a second. I tell you what, let me bring it up. Okay, let's try this. Here we go. Okay. All right, so that should bring it a little bit better. Okay, so anyways, thank you for joining me, and I want to show you first this film simulation, and then we're going to talk about what's going on in Cuba, because I think I think it's very important that we sort of voice some of these things, but the truth of the matter is, and I'm going to very superficially touching it. The reality is that what's going on in Cuba, is been going on for many years, right? And then some of the people that are voicing the things that is going on in Cuba really haven't lived the experience. Maybe their parents did, okay? Because you got to realize that what happened in Cuba, right, happened 62 years ago, and only the people that actually were alive at that time can really, honestly, say something, can really express, the truth of what went on over there. Not the new Cubans that are coming and that were born after Fidel Castro took over and all that stuff. No, they really didn't know. okay, the battle between Batista and Castro, when that happened in 1959. So they can't really say a lot except for what their daddy and what their mommy told them, you know what I'm saying, or what they heard through the grapevines, but they didn't live it, okay, so they can't really say much. So we're going to cover about, a little bit about that, and we're going to have some guests, this week, all right, that actually lived, all right, that era, those people that lived that era, they're in their 70s, 80s, 90s, you know what I'm saying? So they're elderly people, and they can tell you exactly, I think they are the best thing that we have to be able to literally, be able to kind of like, uh, bring, it's not going to bring some closure, but it's going to bring some better understanding to the younger generation that really hasn't lived that era. But I'm not going to go there right now. Let's talk about this little film simulation that we've got here. This new film simulation is it's sort of neat, right? It's very neat. Again, it's called Verano Tostado. And let me show you some of the images that I captured that I actually used. Okay, this film simulation. So let's start with with our film simulations today. All right. So here we go. All right. Here's the film simulation. This film simulation again is Verano Tostado. I sort of, you know, it's very natural, and everything that I see in it, it's very realistic. The colors are very realistic. They're not overly saturated, but I sort of look at everything that I see here, and what I noticed. Okay, when I was taking some of these photos, this is a beautiful fern tree here in Winter Park, and what I noticed is that the ferns that are actually falling from this tree, the colors were a little bit more towards the green side, right? But the grass, I like the grass though. The grass is the true color. The grass actually was very true to its color. The woods are very much true color. This was a little bit. I didn't get the overexposed. I say maybe not overexposed, but under. It was overexposed. My sky was overexposed, but if you can see, the tree was a little bit underexposed, so it was kind of hard, So I sort of, brought sort of a medium to it. I know that you can correct it, but I didn't want to correct anything because I wanted you folks, to actually see what the simulation does. Okay, what it looks like. Here's another image right here. This one here is we have a 9 hole golf course in a country club out here in the Winter Park area, and you can see the skies are very natural. But the reality of the blues is a little bit sort of like, I want to say like a little bit of a teal color. Okay, the blue is not quite there, but it's a very nice look. I definitely like the look. I just know that the blues are off. Okay, the sky blues are a little off as to what really was happening. But the grass. Excuse me. I got this crazy cough. And no, I don't have COVID. And the grass was very natural. Though the grass is very, very natural, or very realistic. The color was very realistic when it comes to the grass. So I like this, this photo here, and I did enjoy it. And here's my next photo. Notice how beautiful one of the things about the area where I live in is we take care of our streets. We have every week you see a team of workers that actually go and they replant. If a plant is dead, they actually take it out, all right, they dump it and they put a brand new plant. There's a lot, okay, I do mean a lot of work goes on into the area where I live as far as keeping it very clean and very beautiful. Now, with that said, okay, the clarity. Okay, yeah. And let me go one step back because I don't think I did mention this was taken with my Fujifilm X-T2, and I use a 23 millimeter Viltrox. Okay, yes, I did put that Viltrox lens for sale. All right, and I did put it for sale, and there was a guy that was gonna come and pick it up. So I took it off the for sale because I also have some other lenses, right? So I took it off the market, right? Because I promised it to him, but he never picked it up. All right, so I'm using it, so it doesn't matter, it's an extra lens, so it doesn't bother me one because it really is a good lens, all right. So this is the Viltrox 23 1.4. This 1.4 lens, it's really beautiful. But one of the things that I noticed in some of the other pictures that I've actually taken, I've actually used some ND filters, and when you use an ND filter, it doesn't matter what ND filter you use, or if you use any polarizing filters, or anything on top of your lens, it takes away from the true look of your film simulation. For example, my ND filters were making my actual photos, it looked like it had a kind of like a layer, in front of the lens, which was like a very light gray, right? And that light gray really just didn't make any sense. Okay, it didn't make any sense for me. So let me see if anybody's on here. I've got my phone because this way I can actually see if there's anybody, and that's a good thing. All right, so great. Okay, so that's some of the things that you learn, and in some cases with the ND filter, I thought it looked better, all right, than if I had no ND filter. So it goes both ways. So you have to sort of experiment, and that's what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of experimenting with a lot of the film simulations. I have some of my own, which I mentioned to you guys before. I just don't know that I want to give the recipe yet, for several reasons. I want to test it through different lenses, right? Because the Fujifilm lenses will always be great and will always be the same, but I want to give you a little bit more test and see what it looks like. So let's look at the next image. Okay, this next image, again, look how beautiful. Okay, it looks so natural. This film simulation, I really like this film simulation. The verano tostado it's Spanish, verano tostado, which means in English, if we were to translate it, it's called toasted summer. Okay, but in Spanish, I don't know why they called it toasted summer or verano tostado, but it's just I don't know, it's a fun name. I guess it just draws the attention for people to take a look at it. And if you look at the clock, okay, it was 11 o'clock in the morning when I took this picture, and it came out wonderful. Again, I didn't do any kind of editing or anything. These are JPEGs right out of the camera. These are not RAWs, pictures or none of that. These are JPEGs with this film simulation. I do like it, and for certain things I like it, okay, but it's for certain other things I don't like it. I mean, everybody has its opinion. Tell me what you think about these film simulations. Here's another one. This is in one of our little, kind of like our hidden spots, right next to this place is a beautiful place called George's Cafe. And a really wonderful place. I've never really made taken any photos inside or done anything to show you the inside. So maybe this week I'll be able to show you something as to what it looks inside, because I think it's wonderful. And this here is looking at the same place, right, towards the same place. but you can see the greens is what draws my attention to this film simulation. The greens, the plants, they look so very natural, and I think that's really uh, really wonderful. For these film simulations, plants look very natural. Okay, extremely natural. All right, and so here's another one. Take a look at this one. I love this one here. This picture here is really one of my favorites. This is Casa Feliz, and you can see the bricks. You can see the colors of the grass. The blues. Everything is so pretty much on the spot. Okay, the only thing is the blues kind of tend a little bit sort of to look more like an aqua blue, but other than that, it's wonderful. It looks really nice. Let me know what you guys think about this, because I think that it is a very nice film simulation. I will post later on. All right, I will post on the description the settings for this particular film simulation, and that way, in case you like it, you can actually use it, on your XT2 or XT3 or XT4 cameras. So it's just a great thing. So let's get back to talk about what's going on in Cuba. Well, I think there's a lot of things going on in Cuba. All right. One of the things that we just saw on the internet, okay, let me show you right here, right, is they're talking about the cyber wall. This, if you remember, right, when all these things started, Cuba actually shut down the internet in Cuba, and so a lot of people don't have internet. Now they've sort of said that they did open it up, but what they have done is they have slowed down the speed of the internet, so that way people can't upload videos and that sort of stuff, because Cuba doesn't want the whole world to know what's going on in their country. And this is the stories that we're getting, okay, from them. Now, on the other hand, okay, Radio Mambi, which is a Cuban radio station based out of Miami, also said that there was a hack around this not being able to get the internet, and they did post it, and they did mention it, and they did pretty much went into detail on how to get it set up, right? So is it working? I don't know. We really don't know, because we haven't really heard of any responses. Now, on the other hand, people that live, for example, in the Havana can go right next to the U.S. Embassy. The U.S. Embassy, and this I can tell you for a fact, the U.S. Embassy right now in Cuba is giving free Wi-Fi access. All right, so how saturated is it? I don't know. If you have a lot of people, it's going to oversaturate the signal, and so I don't really know what to tell you, but it is available. All right, and so what they're saying here, okay, and this was in today's paper, all right, and this is from the, I believe it's the Washington, it's not, is it the Post or is it the Journal? I think it is the WSJ, I think that's the Washington Journal, all right, so anyways, they're giving the opinion as to the blackouts and how they're controlling this, and and I think that the truth of the matter, okay, is that the U.S. has the ability to do a lot of things, but I don't think, with this administration, we are going to see anything done at all with the, for the Cubans. And it kind of, sort of has me sort of confused, because like right before I posted this, or before I found this, I actually was looking at the news where people were crossing over the borders, and there was a lot of people from Haiti arriving to cross over the borders mostly Haitians, and you can see it's on YouTube. Okay, the last news that they gave, and it was live this morning, like around 11 o'clock in the morning, I think 11:45 in the morning, where they showed, people from Haiti coming into the United States, and they were being let in. Okay, they were actually put in vans, and I guess they were driven to their um, detention centers or wherever it is that they're keeping them. I'm not sure, but it's sort of, you know, it sort of raises a lot of questions for me. Okay, as an American. Okay, because here we are, and I am not racist in any way, shape, or form. I am equal no matter what. Whether you are black, white, from Haiti, from Cuba, whether you are Democrat or Republican, you know, I don't see none of that, right? But what I do see is what is fair and what is not fair. A few days ago, they were posting things and recommending because they were afraid that maybe Cuba was going to start another Mariel and people were going to come because the situation is so bad in Cuba. People were actually going to start getting into these boats. Some people in Miami were sort of trying to say, hey, we can come up to the 3 mile border. Just get to the 3 mile border and we will pick you up in our boats and bring you back down to Miami, or Key West, right? And so when you look at all that and then you hear, right, what was said for this instance, right, that was happening, which is a crisis, it is a humanitarian crisis, and yet, okay, you are opening the doors to on Mexico border. You're letting people. You can see it on the video live. Okay, you are letting people in, right? That are from Haiti and from other countries. That can. I mean, we understand that all these countries are having issues and problems, but I just don't feel that we should discriminate. Because the Cubans are, I'm saying, in Cuba, I'm saying, and they come into the U.S., we shouldn't be able to say no to them, because if we are allowing people from other places to come in, which we shouldn't, all right, I believe we shouldn't. That's a reality. But if we are allowing them, the Cubans have the same right. Now, I heard a lot of, and I'd like you folks to give me an opinion on this. I heard a lot of commentaries, okay, stating, well, the reason that this administration doesn't want Cubans to come in is because, as a whole, Cubans sort of are on the side of Republicans. They mostly vote for Republicans. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a politician, okay? I don't look at some of these facts, all right? I'm not a fact checker, you know. I'm different, okay? I'm a doctor, all right? And, when it comes to things of that nature, I really don't know. I do know how to do credible research, but even with the credible research, even if I were to do credible research, I still think that these individuals, all right, should have the same right as those individuals that are crossing, the border, okay, the wall over there, all right. And when I see that they're actually picking them up from the border wall in busloads, in vans, and then we tell the ones that are in Cuba that if they come, in a boat or in a raft, because they want to leave because of the situation that they're in, we tell them, no, you're not going to do that. It sort of, hits me in the wrong way. And I want to hear what you guys think, let me know what you guys think about this, because I don't think that I am wrong in what I am saying. I think that America should be equal to everybody, regardless of your race, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're black, whether you're Haitian, whether you're Democrat, whether you're Republican. It should be, the same for everybody, regardless. And so when we start taking science, okay, and we start using big tech and all this to kind of manipulate, what we want as an outcome, there's a problem, okay? There's a problem, and I think it needs to be addressed. I think it needs to be brought out to the public, and I think people need to know about it. You know what I'm saying? And I have this means, okay, of media that I use here, because I like to make you guys aware, and to give my opinion, just to voice my opinion in a very proper way. There's many ways that people can voice their opinions. One of them is, they can do protests. Now, I don't agree doing protests that turn into violence, and I also don't agree, doing protests, because a lot of these protests, when you do these protests, they're actually going to create more problems, I think. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. There's there's an era, a time where we could do these things and it was okay because it wouldn't bring so much, headaches and catastrophe and that sort of stuff. Because I think sometimes a lot of these protests incite things that it is not meant to be, but there's always somebody in the crowd that wants to make a display or whatever you want to say, and so I don't agree with those things. But anyways, let me know about the situation in Cuba. Again, this week I have quite a bit. I was raised in Miami. All right, I'm 60 years old. I know everybody, and I'm talking about a lot of influential people that are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. All right, that are Cuban, that came, all right, from that first era, not from the Mariel era, all right, but from the very first boatload that came from Cuba. And I'm going to be trying to interview some of those folks so that you guys can have a better idea, the truth of why it came to be the way that it is. Why didn't they put their foot down, okay, back in 1959? And what actually happened, to lose, why, all these things that, people, some people don't know, okay? Some people, they just go down in Miami and they go down to the protest lines and they really don't know. They only know what their daddy and mommy actually told them, or maybe grandpa and grandma told them, but not because they lived it, all right? Because they heard about it. There's a difference between hearing about it and a difference, if you actually lived it. So we're going to approach it this way, just to sort of give you some more information as to what's going on. So anyways, I do want to thank you today for joining me. And if you are here for the first time, again, my name is Charles Richard. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you happen to be following on Facebook, it's Charlez Richard. All right, and you can follow us on Facebook. Just you can search me, just like you see right there, Charlez Richard. All right, or if you are on YouTube, you can subscribe to our channel, Charlez Richard, just like that. Please subscribe, and that way, when we come on the air, you can actually be notified. Okay, that we're going to be coming up in the air. So this is Charles Richard. I'm going to let you guys go because it's getting kind of loud over here. Actually, pretty loud. Okay, well, we have a university right down the street, and so I try to do a really quick live stream for you folks so that that we're still around and what's going on over here in this part of the world, all right, in Florida. broadcast at least, and so hopefully you'll see me a lot more because I am on vacation, all right, and I can actually broadcast a little bit more frequent since I've done all the things that I had to do, and so starting this week I'll be able to talk to you folks a little bit more and bring you some more great stuff to you guys. So anyways, thank you so much, okay, for joining me, and so we'll see you again on our next broadcast, and again, thank you, and I'll see you on our next broadcast.